Thoughts and Friends podcast. Another week, another audio extravaganza for your ear holes. It's a boys only episode this week, folks. Back to basics. Mom's away, just like the good old days. Wes, how does it feel?
Yeah. Boys rule, girls drool. It's going to be some real guys, real dude talk, real guy stuff.
We're going to be talking some sports today, baby.
Long gone are the days of The Bachelor and fucking getting married and all kinds of that.
I bought a house. Nobody cares, dude. Nobody cares.
My life's great.
Houses.
Yeah, get over it.
Happily married. I've got a dog. I've got a 3-car garage now. Nobody gives a shit, dude. We're going to be tearing all the quarterbacks in the NFL, giving the people what they fucking want. So, ladies, make sure you stick around till the end for the quarterback tier list.
A lot of Joe Burrow talk for the girls.
I thought.
Watch the Wild documentary. We'll talk about that.
We're going to talk about the Wild documentary. A few things going on, I suppose. I thought we revisit and we tier the quarterbacks based on looks. Do the exact same thing, but tier them based on their looks. I think making a full list rather than just a slideshow.
A top 10. Yeah, we should revisit.
I think seeing who has the largest gap between the two rankings would be fun.
Yeah.
Off the top of your head, who do you think? Lamar Jackson, maybe?
Biggest gap?
Mahomes,
between
perhaps?
Talent and looks scale? Oof.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe Lamar. He's pretty good.
I think
Mahomes is like average enough looking, but he's so good, though. That could be a big gap.
That's the thing. He's going to be as high up as he could possibly be. He's probably going to be pretty middle of the road. Kenny Pickett's going to be probably about in the same spot on both lists.
Yeah. What's your...
Jimmy G. Jimmy G is going to be pretty low on the talent list, pretty high on the sex appeal list.
Yeah, we need to get that. We need to get that sabermetric going, that advanced stat. What's your gap? What's your deviation from your look to your arm talent? Maybe get that at the combine.
Yeah,
something to think about.
Todd, this is a guy. He's hot.
Here's the guy.
He's got washboard abs. Comes around off the edge. A lot of likes on Instagram. Todd.
No pumpkin pie. No pumpkin pie for this guy.
No pumpkin pie. Looks good in shorts. Looks good in the beach. His hair immaculate.
Yeah, we need to get Kuiper on judge. Yeah.
Sexiest quarterback.
Could be some
100.
Could be some ratings boost in Indy and for the draft. Just the thought, Mel.
That's really what the draft combine is. It's a bunch of guys. Look
in a way, it's kind of like that. They're like,
put him in the tightest spandex possible. Oh, look how big he is! Look at
this guy's muscles.
Honestly,
player evaluation
draft.
Player evaluation, pretty gay. If we're
super gay, dude.
Yeah,
super. Yeah. Oh, good wide base.
Dude, look at the wingspan on this guy.
Those arms, look how big his hands are. He could just manhandle somebody with those things.
Yeah, look at the ass on this guy. He could squat a fucking semi.
Yeah, Mike Mayock or whoever's doing that on the broadcast of the combine, it's impossible not to have a few clips out there where you're like, what the fuck are you even saying?
You could be talking about something way different.
Yeah, we could superimpose different footage here and it would work.
Yeah. Anyways, we'll tier those. I'm assuming Bob will be involved in that.
Yeah, I was gonna.
I
think just us.
Next week.
I think just us.
Us
breaking it down. I'd fuck Brock Purdy.
Yeah,
he seems like a nice guy. He won't break my heart, probably.
Real date your daughter type of guy.
Yeah, he's like 5'7". I wouldn't feel intimidated. It'd be great.
Yeah, probably throw it farther than him.
Yeah, I probably have a stronger arm than Brock Purdy, if I'm being totally honest with you. I don't have nearly the decision making and the competitive moxie, though.
Poise.
Yeah,
big poise guy. Yeah. Anyways, we'll do that next week. We'll tier the talent of those folks today, though.
Yeah, all my football heads stand up. We've completely alienated you over the last 2 or 3 months. So hopefully you've been listening to every episode, waiting
sure
on
this
the
will
one.
Finally
one of these days, baby, they're gonna talk about sports again. I've been waiting 3 months. All right, one of these days they're gonna stop talking about fucking whatever the fuck we normally talk about. McDonald's and celebrity gossip.
Yeah.
I called it Suits. Meghan Markle acting comeback. Like a week later, she announced that.
Really? Is that happening? She's coming back.
It's all.
You were in the weeds. You were all about it. You're absolutely right.
Strings are being pulled.
I watched 3 seasons of Suits, and I'm out now.
You've reached your limit.
I watched 3 seasons of pretty much the same episode. That's gonna go ahead and be it for me. I think there's 9 or so, and I'm good.
Yeah,
it's the same
a shocking amount of people that are like, good show. It's a good show that I like. That is like a well made it's my favorite show.
Yeah, that's
far too many people.
Yeah, it's not that for me.
It's on. It seems like it's a show that is easy to have on.
Yeah. I will not be continuing. I did, however, just start Only Murders in the Building with
Michaela. Really likes that. I think I should give it a shot. Seems good.
Yeah, it is good with Martin Short, Steve Martin, and Selena Gomez. Good stuff. Great times. It's Knives Out adjacent, but just kind of like a goofy, like a more
very
fun,
funny, very silly
version.
Meryl Streep's in the new season, or she's going to be in the upcoming season, maybe.
Yeah, Parker watched I think this is the 3rd season, and he said there's a Paul Rudd, I think, is in it. Maybe the heavy hitters. They've bought in.
Steve Martin, Martin Short. They'll get people in the seats.
Yeah, even first season they had like their SNL folks. They had Tina Fey and Jimmy Fallon on it, and a few other people. Sting is in it.
Sting, the singer or the wrestler?
Yes, the singer.
I watched The Wrestler today. AEW had their equivalent to WrestleMania today. And it was it was so perfect because it was in London. So it started about 11 a.m. Just the entire 11 to 5 p.m. of my day. I was just rooted to my couch watching some men wrestling. Yeah, he is. And they're managing it in a way that it's not sad. He just does sort of like weird hardcore stipulation matches. So he doesn't ever really have to perform any sort of athletic maneuver. He just kind of hits people with stuff, and he'll throw them through like a table every once in a while, and that's kind of his deal. He did a coffin match on this card, so that was fun. And he usually does a tag team situation, so he can kind of
take a lot of breaks,
take her easy. But some real A1 wrestling going on there. It was fantastic. I had a very, very nice time.
Beautiful. Love that. More just grown men in tights. Good stuff.
Yeah, you give me some grown men in spandex, and I'm signed up. I'm signed up
to it. Yeah,
I love me some wrestling.
Any other points before the doc?
Trump's mugshot.
Oof,
thoughts?
Wasn't
quite
the scowl. Quite the scowl.
Yeah,
no, it was.
He
fine.
looked surprised that they were taking it, which is a little. I don't know. It also seemed like a high angle.
Yeah, he did look like it was. Yeah,
seemed like we were up above in a ladder situation.
I believe he was 6'3", 6'4", 215.
Yeah, of course he was. Yeah, that's sure, for sure.
When do you think the last time was he weighed 215? When he was like
maybe when he was in Home Alone 2. Like
more.
Honestly,
I mean,
earlier.
No. Yeah, he's 6'4". No shit. He like 16 years old.
Yeah, I mean. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, those videos of him golfing, the dude has like the biggest ass I've ever seen in my life. It's similar to that guy we saw at that bar that one time. The guy has a colossal dumpy.
Yeah.
Just a giant Mack truck ass. I don't think he weighs 215 pounds. I bet he's pushing 3 bills.
Yeah, closer to 3 than 2.
Yeah,
by a significant
he's probably about
amount.
275 if I had if I were doing a look at that pig at the state fair and guess how big it is, my number is going to be about 275, I think.
Yeah. 6'4", 275. Honestly, profiles is a nice
Mike
maybe like
Mayock?
tight end over the middle. Call Mayock. Call somebody.
Yeah, I mean, we get him eating a little bit more McDonald's. We could throw him at guard probably.
Yeah, I think he has. I don't
he's
know
a
if he
little
has the
tall.
foot speed for guard. A little tall.
Yeah, he needs to get around the edge a little bit. But he's a leader, so maybe center. Really smart guy, could analyze and get everyone moving in the right direction.
Yeah, 52 is the mic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get him on the same page.
The mic. Hey, slide left.
That's good.
Check.
Yeah. Yeah, get the boys on the same page. Yeah, good center. Probably also a little tall for. We can make it work.
Yeah, there's been taller. Usually that's reserved for the exterior lineman. I don't know that he's that type of athlete. I'm not sure he's got the foot speed or the nimbleness.
I don't think he's got the punch on the edge to deal with the.
No, I don't know what his length's looking like. I don't know what kind of wingspan Donnie's working with. He seems a little
T-Rexy. Yeah. We've got him scouted to a team.
92. Your wife's a dog.
Yeah. Talking shit
You're
to
fat.
Myles Garrett.
Myles Garrett. Honestly, lock him up. He almost killed a man. Mason Rudolph. People forget. Yeah. He's a criminal.
Yeah, good times.
Donald Trump is an offensive lineman. That was that bit.
That was that.
Everyone liked
it.
We're gonna Firefest 2. Have you seen this? You heard about this? He's doing it.
I've seen that. Why?
Should we go?
What is happening?
Because he, much like the guy we're going to talk about in this documentary, is a complete fucking egomaniac and is in love with the fucking thrill and is in love with the chase.
Jeez.
Also, it's just good marketing. It's it's a way to stay relevant, I guess.
Man,
I don't know. I love he's doing it in like the same place. I'm not sure what is being promised as of now, but it's great. I love it.
Yeah.
Hashtag America. Fucking love to see it.
Yeah, what it's really all about, honestly. Just the land of opportunity, the land of second chances. Fucking give the guy a break.
Yeah, a bunch of fucking influencers got swindled. He ruined a bunch of locals' lives for a couple. Who cares?
Big deal.
Fine. The documentary was good. Both of them.
Content. It's called content.
You guys wouldn't get it.
You got a bunch of fucking videos for your story. You should be thanking him.
Oh, it's gonna be probably some pretty insufferable content with all the people going ironically to this one. That'll be.
Yeah.
I wonder how many people actually will go ironically. Probably a lot, but.
Oh yeah, almost. I was saying like everyone, right? Isn't that? I mean, everybody.
You think? I don't know. Yeah, it seems like the bit is probably a little bit dead. I think the only way, and I think I've seen people brought this up, is if he intentionally makes it the exact same thing that it was the first time. Like what he's selling you is for you to basically come to what the first one was as like an experience. Yeah, he's not going to do that probably. But
I thought so. He's like going to do right this time.
He's like, no, this time we're going to do it. Yeah,
definitely now,
guys. Seriously, I promise.
Last time was a bit.
No takesies, backsies, guys. Seriously, trust me. I promise. This one,
no refunds.
We're gonna actually do it. What do you think? What do you think the tickets cost?
Is Ja Rule in on it? Yeah, let's look at my. Is Ja Rule?
I doubt it. I'm pretty sure they had a falling out. Understand?
You don't say. Fun fact.
As far as I know,
I don't know if I've ever said it on this podcast. Ran into Ja Rule in an airport once.
Really?
Yeah. I think that was
dead.
Maybe pre-fire fest. I think.
Oh, here we go.
I believe.
No, those aren't tickets. Yeah, I got a feeling the tickets aren't on sale.
No, they got to be.
There's no card. Here's the thing. I think the most likely outcome here is that this never happens. There will not be.
I thought it was a thing where, like, I guess you would pay for them, but it would just be like influencers coming just for content. Like it was a big like
yeah.
It's a bit. That's what it feels like to me, but I don't know. Dude, we have a podcast. Just fucking expense it. Let's go.
Yeah, I think we have to make money off this to do that. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't know shit about. I think based on what I've learned from Billy McFarland and this guy from BS High, you can just not pay for shit forever and just kind of
just skate around. Fuck it.
Push it down the road. All right.
Kick it.
We've been talking about it. Let's talk about it. This documentary, spoilers for BS High on HBO. If you want to watch that, great documentary. We watched it, but spoilers, skip ahead 20, 30 minutes if you don't want that spoiled. So what this is, to give the backstory, this was 2020. There was a high school football game on ESPN. One of the teams was IMG Academy, which is pretty widely considered like the best high school football team in the country. They have lots of guys that go just play in Division I.
Yeah. Factory for NFL, NBA. It's basically a quote unquote high school that highly prioritizes sports, and they go to class sometimes too.
Yeah, you will be plucked if you are an exceptional talent in any sport. They will pluck you to come play for them there. They were playing on ESPN, and they played this school called Bishop Sycamore. And basically, if you flip the game on, you immediately recognize there is no reason why this team should be playing this team. They are severely outmatched. This other team, it doesn't have like matching uniforms. And as the game goes on, people realize it's just a fake school. There is no high school called Bishop Sycamore. No one has ever heard of this team. They assume a lot of the players are not high school age. And this documentary basically breaks down this coach and this scheme that he had set up, that he had been running for quite some time, that sort of culminated in this moment.
Yeah.
What do you think, Wes?
It starts, I mean, the dude is just S tier, just as good as it gets, is just bullshitter, just absolute con artist, scumbag.
Frank Abagnale level sociopath.
And it starts out like in the doc, they're talking about how it was like affiliated with a church, and they were like going to get funding through the community and like build it up over like 3, 4, 5 years and do it like the right way, quote unquote, the right way. And this coach, this guy that's like
Roy Johnson,
just like, no, we're not waiting. Like, well, you need like hundreds of millions of dollars to build a school and facilities, and it's going to take a while to build that up and get that built. He was like, no, we're just going to do it now. How about we don't do the school part? So he just basically creates like this backyard football team from either just, and well, the really sad part, which we'll get to in a little bit more detail in a bit, basically just plucking these kids from poor areas, poor backgrounds, and promising them things and throwing them all together and making them play football, basically. Like pitching them on this idea that they would have a future and go to college, and they would be schooled and get their test scores and grades up, and pulled kids from all over the country, some from just like out on the streets. Like he's literally said, I would go to just like street ball football games and scout kids and threw them up against the best high school football team in the country and other schools of similar caliber. And I don't know if they ever won a game.
Yeah, I didn't look that up, but it seemed like from what they were saying, they never won a game the entire time in this. So there was an initial school that was named, it was named something else, and the church dropped out. So he basically said, we're just going to name the school something else and act like that never happened. They went on and did this and played teams for 3 years, and nobody said anything. Nobody noticed except for this one guy that they interview who is like the quintessential bureaucrat nerd who is like, I just basically sit at work and dig through file cabinets all day, and I saw this weird little deal and I got obsessed with it, and I told people about it for like 3 years, and everyone's like, shut up, dweeb. And I played on ESPN and it all crumbled.
As much as I obviously don't like, what was it, Roy Johnson? What was it?
Roy Johnson.
Roy Johnson.
Roy Johnson.
As much as I obviously don't like that guy, that little fucking investigator was such a twerp. I didn't like him either.
Yeah,
Fuck that guy too.
he seemed like a douche.
Seems like a poor hang. Seems like a bad
Yeah.
dude. It's like,
Yeah,
shut
wears
up, fucking
khakis
shut
up
up.
to his nipples.
Ugh.
But Roy Johnson, I don't know. I've seen a character quite like this. He doesn't seem like a real person. He's so detached from reality. I've never seen someone that's like less empathetic and like more just caught up in himself and doesn't really have any feelings or remorse for other people at all.
Yeah.
He is just obsessed with scamming people, getting over on people. It's funny. The first shot of the doc is the typical documentary shot where the guy sits down at the table and it's like they're not rolling it, but they're rolling. And he's like, "Do I look like a scam artist?" That's the first thing he asks him, which seems like a bad sign. Not really a thing a normal person would ask to start an interview out. Yeah, this is absolutely.
For a little while, you
stuff.
don't really like. It comes out that he's like this insecure like guy that wants like his whole goal.
Well, he says that. That's the thing. He knows in his head, and he's saying it's like I did all this because of my insecurities, because I hate me. It's like basically anytime they come up with a valid point, he's like, "Well, I did it because of insecurity. Did it because of fear, insecurity, because I hate myself." It's like, well, that's fine, but it's still a really shitty, terrible thing.
Bad thing you did.
But I'm insecure. He's like, that's great. Everyone's insecure.
His goal is to like become this, like he wants to be famous. He wants to be like
there's no monetary gain really here,
no,
or doesn't seem like it. He's actively losing money and owing money and getting sued. That's the interesting thing is, and when I was like 3/4 of the way into it, it kind of clicked. Is like, well, why is he doing this? I don't really understand what he wants to gain out of this. I guess he just wants the infamy, wants the clout, and that's it.
Yeah. Like towards the end, they were talking about how much money is in high school football. Like you get a bunch of like government funding. You get like if you're IMG, like they said their revenue was like $30 million or whatever it was last year.
A firm bought them for $1.2 billion, it said at the end, which is crazy.
He wanted to become this big machine of football that he was the face of, and he could skim all the money that he wanted and get sponsorships and be on ESPN and have people that be the Nick Saban and have his donors and his people that bent the knee. And he wanted to be that for the Midwest, for Ohio. That was I guess that was his big dream, his goal.
I don't know that he is very rare in that he is very good to keep this afloat. And he was also very terrible. And basically, I mean, he kind of has like a fourth grader's demeanor that he just like, I'm just not going to do it. I'm just not going to do any of it. He's like, I'm not going to sign up with the required paperwork. I'm not ever going to pay for anything. I'm just going to take out a loan on these hotels that I'm having the kids stay in, on basically all the equipment, all the travel, because they're playing like a national schedule. They're flying all over the country to play all these other teams. That's the other thing. Were they flying to these games, or were they riding like a 15-hour bus?
No, I believe they were flying. Honestly, impressive that he was able to just like scam and kick the can down the road financially this long with, I don't know what level of funding that he was given really at all. Like he was scamming basically their parents and having them pay like tuition.
The craziest thing is when they said he was basically tricking the kids into signing their names to take out loans.
COVID small business
PPP loans.
Yeah.
Fucking wild. Like when they asked the one kid, he's like, "Did you take out this loan?" He's like, "I have no idea what you're talking about."
Sorry.
Oh my God, my heart dropped. That is so fucked up. It's so fucked up. I mean, this guy should go to jail forever. What a fucking piece of shit this guy is.
And it sounds like I think they said like 30 lawsuits active like against him. He had a like domestic violence arrest. He's had, how is he not? And I think he like hid behind that it was like a religious organization and like none of the rules applied to him basically.
The big thing they dropped at the end is that he filed the school or the whatever it is as a religious school, so there's no government oversight. The government can take no action against it, which is just such a shit on top of the shit pie sundae. It's so sad.
Yeah. Yeah. And so these kids come there and they live in like hotel rooms and like don't get fed. Like he would go scam like rotisserie chickens from local grocery shops to feed them.
And then basically most of the kids were saying they would just have to resort to going to Walmart and stealing
They
food
stole shit.
most of the time because they had no money. Their parents had no money and the coach wasn't going to feed them. They were stuck in a fucking Wyndham Suites in Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah.
Here's something. Do you think this is overall a very bad, sad situation? Was there probably for some of the kids like a 2 or 3 week period where like, this is kind of fucking sick. I don't go to school.
Oh, yeah.
I just hang out with the bros in this hotel and bullshit. And then I go to football practice sometimes. Pretty cool.
Yeah. Fly to fucking Palm Beach Gardens and play IMG. They actually played them in Ohio, but fly to national scale. Yeah, it was probably unbelievable for like a month. Just fire up the Xbox like, all day.
Yeah, no food though.
I'm hungry though.
Yeah. Pretty hungry. And also, my future, I've kind of put all my chips into this solving my future, me getting into college. And this is looking like this is not going to happen. The other thing is like this guy seems to have very little just general experience required to be just a regular football coach of any kind.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know.
Very little
point they were
knowledge.
saying they were like, they had their media day and they were kind of like running around throwing passes. And one of the kids referenced like, we got that play from Madden. Like this guy, there's no like X's and O's. Like he's just winging a prayer, just throwing them out there.
I love when they throw that stuff in his face, the interviewers, and he's like, these little fucking ungrateful fucks. Yeah. He doesn't realize how much of a monster he looks like. He's like, well, it's obviously it's a 50-50. Me and these 16-year-old kids, we should both be making similar caliber decisions. I think we should both be equally responsible for this. This is not my fault. He's such a child. It is so fun.
God, and there was something about, you could tell, like if you lined up people and you just got a good look at like a group of 10 people, I could pick him out. He's got the crazy eyes that are super. He never doesn't blink a lot. His laugh, his menacing weird laugh. Yeah, so super intense, like bulging eyes. Yeah,
he talks like a villain from a movie. He talks in like lines. You know what I mean? He doesn't talk in like a normal cadence. He speaks in like, it seems like everything he says is written. It's very strange.
Yeah.
He wants to be like fucking Magneto or something. It's very odd.
Yeah. How about running over the geese? Oof.
Yeah, they said he ran over geese and he said, you guys need to learn. They had players in his car. He's like, you guys got to be hard. You guys have to, it was sort of like a macho thing. And he reversed and re-ran them over. There's a special kind of piece of shit that willingly goes out of their way to kill animals, that like sees an animal out of the road on the side of the road and tries to go kill them. The special kind of like fucked up piece of shit. There's never a scenario where that is a nice person. Ever.
No.
Never is like a nice, wholesome, kind guy that's like, oh, dude, fucking possum on the side of the road. I'm going to drive into this cornfield so I can kill it just because I like to kill stuff. It's very strange, but did
any of the kids like end up all right? Like the one kid almost made it out, but then just because he was affiliated with the school, they wouldn't allow him to go to Grambling State. Like everyone else is basically.
I think everyone else is shit out of luck. Yeah, they kind of did a recap on everyone. Well, they said 2 of the kids went to Louisville. One of the kids walked on to play at Louisville, and the other kid, I don't know if he's just a student at Louisville or if he was playing as well. It seemed like everyone else that they interviewed was either just still trying to figure it out or just going to college just as a student.
That's the thing. They're like, oh, still pursuing his foot. These guys are like 25 now, 26. I mean, when they were playing for this team, there was that one guy that was like, he went to a JUCO for like a year and a half.
Well, that's
he
the crazy
like
shit.
20 or 21 years old.
They said he was still pursuing. Yeah, he's like 24. But some of the kids, I mean, if they're 17 then, They probably shot that in 2022. So you're 19, theoretically. Because, like, I got to imagine there's some weird shit if you were in high school during COVID that your whole situation is probably a little
kind
off,
of a little fluid.
a little fucked up. But yeah, they're probably not going to get to play football because I would imagine none of them actually graduated high school. They probably all have to get their GED essentially unless except for the ones that were like 25 that were playing.
Yeah. They were like, also these like 20, 21-year-old kids just getting absolutely dog walked by IMG, like 17-year-olds. Pretty funny.
Well, they were playing much worse teams and they never won. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's not like these are like elite prospects by any means.
No, but you watch they show some film and you're like, those guys look big and old. The kids that are on the Bishop Sycamore team. And it just goes to show, like, if the coach lets them do whatever the fuck they want and they're not running any plays and it's just a fucking free-for-all, it doesn't really matter. And obviously, if these kids have no other option other than to go to this fake fucking school, they're probably not that great.
Yeah. Yeah. There was a part of me that was like, that thought, like, all right, I mean, they didn't have any other options. Like, maybe like these kids who went to Louisville, I don't know if they would have made it there anyways. I don't know if they would have went somewhere else. I don't know. Like, there was some part of like, oh, I mean, granted, they were getting dominated, which is bad, but it was like, oh, they are like getting to play really great competition and like getting tape out to like schools, I think.
Yeah.
But
so whenever you play for this team, I imagine their tape probably looks like fucking shit because there's no coaching, there's no plays, they're not running anything. There's no real football even happening. So, like, in theory, that's true. And I mean, this kid that got also, like, Grambling's a pretty big deal to get to play quarterback, especially there. Like, he had to do something that was pretty good. And like, just looking at the kids, some of them look like they're pretty good athletes, I guess. Watching the tape, they look fine. I think the shitty thing is what you talked about. Like, most of these kids are coming from very bad situations, and he's preying on them in this. Like there's no like kid whose parents are going to pay for them to go to college that is going to wind up going here. Like, this is absolute desperation, last chance, no other option. Put all your eggs in this basket, or like, go back to a bad 100%. Situation, which is very fucked up.
Yeah.
It could only work with these type of kids. Like, exploiting these type of kids is the only way he could pull this off and continue to get players.
Yeah. Yeah. I think they said the first year of the school, when I think it was still affiliated with that church or whatever religious organization was there in Columbus that they were like hiding behind, 0 graduates. 0.
All 3 years, not a one.
No one graduated
because they didn't have a school. There was no actual school. And I don't know. I guess he was taking them somewhere to go on these tours whenever the kids, because kids would come and visit and like take a look. And I guess he was just taken to some place. And I think he told them there was some college in town that they would be doing their classes from, like a library or something. And then he said they pulled up one day and the doors were locked. He's like, well, no school, I guess. That was the end of that.
And I'm trying to...
The puddle I would be from the anxiety I would feel if I was this guy. If I was basically at all times juggling 100 bombs at once. Like, I'm not paying for any of these hotels. I have to feed these kids. We have to play a football game. We have to travel to all these football games. It's an impressive feat of
not
a
lack
of giving a fuck. No,
it seems not worth for what he was after to be like the Bill Belichick of like Columbus, Ohio. Seems not worth it.
No,
who gives a fuck?
Of all the scams, this is a stupid scam to attempt. There's far too much like bureaucratic red tape, I'd imagine, to pull this off. Just like do NFTs or something. Like, do something easy that you can scam people off.
You could do like there's tons of these schools, but built over like a long period of time. Like they're in most ways like legitimately you have
You
like
don't play
glasses and
IMG on fucking ESPN. That's the craziest thing. It's his
I
ego, and
think
he is such a fucking whore for attention that he didn't think I'm going to be outed, and this is going to be very bad if I go play on this game. And he, in his mind, was like, if we win that game,
if we
nothing
win,
happens.
I'm a
Like,
legend.
no, everyone realizes that this is a fake school and this is fucked up. Still, like nobody is going to be like they won, so it's fine.
I think they get away with it. Well, the money might have caught up with him, but if they don't play on IMG on ESPN,
Yeah, they
like
probably
if they
still
would
do.
have, if they would have laid lower, I think he could. I mean, the money again might have like eventually just run out, and like there's no one else to scam to get like hotel rooms or food or something. But they're probably doing it for at least a couple more years. Like
He says they're going to try and do it again this year. He's like, the school's still open. We're going to play again. And he went on that, like, that he went on this sort of, not really a tirade, but you know, when someone's like completely lost their fucking mind, they have no grasp on reality. He's talking things like, I don't know, I can feel the energy. And after this comes out, this is going to be good for me. I don't know what's going to happen, but people that talk about energy is an inherently like a mental illness sort of term. I can feel the energy. No, you have fucking schizophrenia. You don't know what the fuck's
that's
going
not
on.
What you're feeling. That's not what you're feeling.
You're feeling mental illness.
Yeah.
Like this guy, I needed, we'll never get it. We need like 3-4 more hours on his upbringing. There has to be something so fucked up. So
he was at the end when he like freaks out. They show him the videos of the kids crying and like why they're saying why would someone do this? Like why would someone prey on me and
him,
all these guys? And he like
it's obvious,
he has this like freak out.
It's so telling that he gets mad at the kids in that moment.
Yeah.
There's no reflection of any kind. There's no
basically after everything I've done for you, that's how you're gonna portray me, and like real tough. And then he mentions something like he's talking to the producer outside and he's like stomping around and he brings up like I'm doing this for my kid, like for my family. So I'm assuming he's getting like a decent chunk of money in some way. Obviously he's going to get paid to do this documentary, I would assume, because he obviously looks like a complete fucking idiot and scumbag.
I think he assumed this wasn't going to be this bad of a portrayal. I don't think
he was going to show up and like talk his way out of it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's his whole thing, right? He's like, I can get out of this. No matter what is happening, I will find a way to scam my way out of this. And when people are actually paying attention and people that are smart are like doing their due diligence, they're like, every line he has is like, nope, we proved that wrong. Nope, not true. Nope, not true. Nope, not true.
There's stuff, especially in the beginning before it gets like heavy and dark. You get it. You get how he's able to like.
Oh yeah, he should be in politics.
Just as politician as it gets.
Hedge fund,
just
fucking
super smooth, charismatic, big smile, big laugh, just shaking hands, kissing babies, scamming the fuck out of grocery stores, doing it all.
He's not smart enough to like.
No,
if he just had any patience, you know what I mean? Like this guy,
that's what I'm saying. He's like, no, I want it now.
He could be like the third assistant on the college football team that like goes into the living room and he's like recruiting kids. He'd be good at that, but no, he has to be. He's got to be the guy. He's got to be number one. And I think more than anything, I don't think he cares about anything other than pulling it off. It's like Catch Me If You Can. This is like Catch Me If You Can. I mean, that was real life, but. That's the crazy. Like that movie's a little fabricated. The Tom Hanks, Leo DiCaprio movie. It's all about, if you haven't seen the movie, it's a guy that in like the 1950s that just pulled off a bunch of wild, outlandish scams. But yeah, this is that in real life. It's a little lower stakes, I guess. It's fucking Ohio high school football, but pretty nuts. Okay, here's one thing I want to ask. This fucking assistant coach guy, is this guy just dumber than a box of rocks?
Yeah.
He seemed like he had no clue. Seemed like he had no clue what was going on.
Yeah, the first guy. He just his first Robin to his Batman, like 6 months in, he was like, dude, what the fuck? I'm out. What are we doing?
He's like, yeah, we're gonna
I'm
play.
out.
He's like, what do you mean we're gonna play? There's no school.
Where's the school? What do you mean? We don't have helmets. What do you mean?
He said he just showed up one day. He's like, yeah, I got like 35 kids on this bus. He's like, from where? Who are these kids? What do you mean?
Where are these kids' parents? We're not doing this.
Yeah, he's like,
Yeah.
this seems bad. And
I'm
then
out.
Immediate tell off the beginning. He acted like he had no idea who the guy. He's like, who is that? He's like,
Who?
yeah, we worked together for like 8 months. He's like, never heard of him. He's like, oh yeah, that guy. It's like
Yeah.
typical classic
Yeah.
liar thing. If you go
Yeah,
in like
and this-
2 minutes from never heard of this to like, oh yeah, that's that
For
person.
like 6-8 months, we were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We worked very closely
And then this
together.
absolute just bonehead dipshit of a assistant coach or like wingman that he's running with, like even towards the end, like they're watching these videos of these kids crying. They're still like,
And he
a
seems
duo.
upset about it, but he is
Yes.
like cannot compute that it's their fault.
yeah,
He cannot understand that it's like, I think I have fucked up here. At no point did this guy have the ability to sit down. He's like, wait a minute. This seems like I
Oh.
shouldn't be doing this. He
Yeah,
seems
he's-
innocent because he seems so dumb that he was never like, this seems pretty fucked up what we're
Yes.
doing here.
it's like someone should do something about this. Someone should
Like,
find these
whenever
guys.
they went to that IMG game, he said he walked out on the field and he's like, this is the best moment of my life. And he started crying. It's like to not think like, this is pretty fucked. This seems like we are out of our depth here. We are going to lose this game by 1,000,000 points. And the crazy thing, this was the craziest detail of the entire fucking
I know
thing.
what you're gonna say.
This IMG game, the biggest game in the history of anything for this fucking team. They are so hard up on money. They played a game 2 days before they played the #1 high school football team in the country. They played another football game 48 hours before.
like Thursday,
in another state.
and then
They
flew
played
to Canton,
Friday and
Ohio.
Sunday.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah. They
assume
did.
that was just a money thing. Like all the kids didn't know there was a game either. He's like, "Hey guys, we last minute scheduled this game 2
Fucking-
days before the IMG game, the biggest game of the season."
Flying to
in a
fucking
different state.
Big Lake, Texas, to play some
We're going
team,
to-
and then we're
yeah.
flying to Canton to play fucking Godzilla of high school football.
Yeah,
It was
like obviously it wouldn't have made that much of a difference. I imagine like that one, like 3 kids got pretty badly hurt in that IMG
Yeah.
game, which is pretty fucked up. And I imagine them playing
No-
48 hours before certainly impacted that.
no trainers. The kid's mom just came out there and was
We
like,
didn't have trainers. The bigger thing here, and he tries to skate his way out of it. He's like, well, it's not my fault. It's the system's fault. Blame the system. It's like, you chose to fucking do this. Like, you have something. But at the same time, it seems like we shouldn't have let this go on for 3 years. Someone needs to. The little nerdy guy is right. We need to get this probably buttoned up a little bit. Need to make sure he's not killing these fucking kids. And the funny thing is, a lot of times, they go back to this of like, yeah, there's no rule for this because we assumed nobody would ever
do it.
intentionally play 2 high school football games in 1 week. We just assumed that nobody would ever do that. And
He
also,
is like-
there's no law that you can't make up a fake school because why the fuck would you make up a fake
Yeah.
school?
He
There's
is
no
like
monetary gain. It's just like you're
He
a
is like a-
Batman
you said-
villain.
he said he's like a 4-year-old. He's like, well, there's no rule. You said he didn't say I couldn't.
Yeah, he's
He's
like
just
technically
doing all
they're
this
breaking
shit.
laws. It's like, yeah,
Where's
I
it in the
guess, but you're-
rules that I can't? Oh,
Yeah, he's it's
to
it's,
my-
it's a pretty tough watch, but it
It really is. Towards the end, it's pretty
very
sad.
sad. Very
Yeah.
sad. These fucking kids. Like the kid that gets an offer and he gets so pumped and then they tell him he's ineligible and they
you
pull his
didn't go to high
scholarship
school.
because he didn't
Yeah.
go to high school is so fucking also like Graham, like, no shit. How did you not know
How'd you
that?
let him in? How'd you
earlier?
like give him? Yeah, I, don't
I guess
understand
maybe
that
they
either.
thought they could get it figured out and they just didn't. It sucks so bad that he because it's a religious school, they like can't really
So, to my
do
knowledge, he's
anything.
just like walking free. He owes a bunch of money to people, but he's just like,
he's just in debt basically. I think he has these lawsuits. I don't really know what the lawsuits are. I mean, he has
Oh,
the domestic
dude.
abuse thing, which is nothing to do with this really, which seems
yeah,
bad.
beating up his
he's doing it,
girlfriend
like,
in front of
the
kids.
players, in front of the
Yeah.
kids. The kids like saw him
What a guy.
beating the shit out of him.
Guy.
What a scumbag.
Oh, dude!
Here's he beats
not
up the
only his
homeless
girlfriend,
guy.
the homeless guy whips a homeless guy, like having his players come in and like take turns beating the shit out of this homeless guy.
They were coming out
I
of a
mean,
practice, like an early morning practice, and a guy was like rifling through the coach's car, and he goes in and he's like, and him recounting the story and being so
Dark.
gleeful and happy
Dark.
about it. He said he took his belt off and he said something to the effect of like, your dad never whooped you, so I'm gonna whoop
Yeah.
you. And he took
Yeah.
his belt off and started beating the shit out of this homeless guy. And I guess all the players, not all the players, but some of the players came in and started like jumping this homeless guy, and they beat the shit out of him. And when he's recounting this, he's laughing
So
his
happy.
ass off the
So
entire
pumped
time.
about it.
This is on camera. This is
Yeah.
going to be on Netflix, and he's laughing about it. It's
Real
wild.
twisted guy.
You don't
Real
really
twisted
ever
guy.
assume there's a real guy like that. Like, it's something you read about, and you can never really you're like, this doesn't seem like a real person could ever do this. This is stranger than fiction shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Just
Mhm.
walking among us still. Yeah. Not great. Not great. Phil's needed a bath after. It was dirty. Real bad.
Yeah, and he sort of feels like this was a win. He's like, somehow this is a good. I mean, yeah, he's a fucking lunatic. He's completely insane.
And it's just
Completely insane.
it's crazy to me for the payoff that he was after, to go jump all through all these hoops, like scam people, go in crazy debt, like ruin these kids' lives, just to be like a glorified high school. Like,
I think
just-
it's very strange. Like, he is very clever, but he seems like he's very stupid.
yeah,
He's not a smart person. He has no idea what he really wants, or he's a fucking dog chasing a car. He doesn't really know what he's going to do if he ever catches the car. It doesn't really seem like he has a goal other than to just, I don't know what his goal is. I don't know
either. I guess to get rich through.
I don't think so. Like, there's not, I mean, yeah, either that or he doesn't understand. It's like, you're not gonna, if you start this school, you yourself are not gonna legally make any money for years. You know what I mean? Like,
yes, I do. I don't.
You're gonna have to build this school. That money, you're not gonna be able to pay yourself a salary. Like, you want to build like a $3 million school and compete with IMG. Like, you can't just take a loan out for everything in your life. I mean, he thinks you can. He's maybe you can.
Just a bit misguided in his. We could really harness this guy's fucking stuff into something good.
You're absolutely right.
Bullshittery. It's definitely a good watch. It definitely gets pretty sad late. It's probably like an hour and a half or so.
Would recommend. It's
hearing the kids talk through it is tough, but it's a wild ride. It's quite the story. And I remember hearing, like, I didn't know much about it. I knew like this.
No. It was like a funny meme.
Whenever they played on ESPN, like I heard about it then. Like, I remember seeing them I remember it being worse. Like, the game, they lost 58-0. I thought it was like 90-0. I thought it was like
37-0 at halftime. I imagine they took the
could have been
foot off the gas a little.
Score could have been whatever they wanted it to be. But
exactly.
They put like a couple defensive backs in. It was quarterback.
Yeah, one quarterback got hurt, and then they're like, "Yeah, we don't have any other quarterbacks on the team, so we're just gonna have some poor fuck drop back there."
And hearing the broadcasters, it's like fucking
Steve Levy.
It wasn't him. It was Steve Levy. Yeah, there you go. It was like real broadcasters be like, "Oh, what's happening here? We got to do something." It was team.
It's a bad sign. You know, it's terrible when the broadcasters are like, "This is fucked up. We shouldn't be doing this. Get these kids off the field.
Broadcasting this game.
This is a disaster. This is a black mark for everybody involved in this. Like, we're sorry to anyone that is watching this. This is how did ESPN fuck that up that bad? Nobody at ESPN watched the team play one game. It's nobody's job to just Google. Go to Huddle, be like, nope, can't televise that.
Well, I mean, I think the one interesting part was finding out like these national teams or these big programs have like someone that match makes their schedule for them. They interviewed that one guy that was like, I made their schedule. scheduled IMG. They went out to Vegas and played and all this shit. Like, I think that was probably enough for ESPN to be like, sounds legit. I don't know. Sounds good to me.
Yeah, I imagine the
like having IMG. Like,
yeah, I mean,
probably.
But to the point, why would you make a fake school?
Yeah.
Nobody is assuming there's going to be a fake
otherwise?
school.
Yeah.
Why would you assume they're like, yeah, no, we're a fake school whose goal is I don't really know what. We just have a fake school where we are finessing our way onto ESPN to lose by 75 points. That's the end game here. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, Wild Watch would recommend. Good stuff.
Yeah.
I don't have much. Any other notes for you?
No, I don't think so. Man, football being back.
Yeah, very cool.
Special sport, special game. There's
flowing.
Nothing that's more hype than football. Like watching the sport, actually watching the games. It's, I like it, but it's whatever. But like the atmosphere, the pageantry, the camaraderie. There's no better camaraderie sport than football.
The conversation, the discourse around the sport is
like
the
watching
best.
The shitty college football this weekend or yesterday, and like the boys for Jacksonville State or whatever just getting hype as fuck. Like just a nothing school in a nothing game against like UTEP, and they're just so gassed up, so fired up.
Yeah.
Oh, gets you going. Gets you
yeah,
going.
It does. It's good to have the boys back. The boys of fall are officially back.
All right. Speaking of the boys, let's get to the nitty gritty of this podcast.
Yeah.
And let's
what you're all here for.
Let's get to the gimmick section of the show and let's tier some fucking shit, boys and girls. If the girls are still here, what's up? You're not. All right, here we go. We've got our tier list here. We have 33 NFL quarterbacks that we're going to slot into various tiers. We've got it on screen, so make sure you pop over to YouTube, like and subscribe if you
we'll try to do our best to.
Yeah, make sure we're saying names. We're not saying
the audio
this guy,
listeners.
That guy.
Yeah, I think it's best here to not start with like Baker Mayfield and CJ Jarrett Carr. I think we should start on the ends.
Who do we think we should put in the top tier, the Patrick Mahomes tier? I think Patrick Mahomes goes in there.
We didn't discuss that. I do think he should be in a tier of his own at the time.
Yeah. I think the Patrick Mahomes tier, I think that'll just be Patrick Mahomes in there.
Yeah, I think anyone is close.
No, nobody's close now. I think last year people wanted to flirt with Josh Allen.
Because they're bored. They're
bored.
Herbert. We were
people
bored.
Get bored. Mahomes, most talented to ever do it. Not the greatest. Doesn't have the greatest resume, but best thrower of the football that ever lived. Don't ask.
Yeah, never seen anything like it. Best thrower of all time. He'll never be Michael Jordan. He's already lost to Tom Brady in a Super Bowl. He'll never be that. He'll never win.
Who cares?
As many or more. But he's the most talented quarterback I've ever seen. So he's in the. I agree. We'll put him in the Mahomes tier.
I think I'm working up a take. I think I'm getting, the first takeification of sports is getting a little gross. And I think people I'm really noticing that people lean on winning and titles when they don't really watch the games and don't have any good, insightful insight. And so
I'm
just getting to the point where the winning the games doesn't even fucking matter, because at the end of the day, I don't think the individual player really, basketball, you could argue, football especially. I mean, even if you are the quarterback, there's just a lot of other factors involved.
Dan Marino never won one.
Yeah.
He was good.
Yeah, he was. All right. So how do you want to go about this? Do you want to just go in the order that they're listed on here?
I think at some point we can. I think we should throw a few people that are
to set a baseline.
I think
okay.
A baseline would be good. Just
let's
to
knock out A tier. Can we agree Josh Allen is A tier? I think we can both.
Yes, I believe he would be slotted in underneath Mahomes in the A tier. A tier below him, very good, very elite. I think him. Joe Burrow for sure.
I agree. Okay,
A
then
tier.
I think there's a little conversation. I think Herbert, Rodgers, a lot of people would argue in here. I know you're a big Herbert guy. I think I would probably lean Herbert. I mean, he's definitely A or B, obviously. Herbert, he's kind of the poster of what I'm talking about, that like they're not winning games. It's like the game last year, he didn't blow the fucking 35-point lead or whatever they had in the playoff game. He was not playing linebacker. I don't know if people realize that or not. Should he have made some plays, got some points on the board to mitigate that? Yes, but to pin that loss to Jacksonville on him is a little silly.
I think the only other quarterback that could have a conversation in the A tier after last season is Jalen Hurts. I don't think personally he should be in that tier.
You think Herbert? No.
No, I don't.
Really?
No.
Okay.
I think he's like has the talent level to be there possibly, but I mean, like he hasn't.
Okay, really. I need another season out of Jalen Hurts. I can't put him up there.
I would agree.
I think
there's like maybe like 5, 6, 7 guys in like the B tier. I think Burrow and Allen are also on a tier, although very small. We can finagle it though if we.
Well, let's throw Hurts in B. We'll throw Herbert in B. Do you want Aaron Rodgers in B or no? He was pretty bad last year, but at the same time, he's built up a pretty good cachet with me in terms of believing that he can, because he's kind of the last 5 or 6 years, he's sort of done this. He's sort of had a bad year, comeback MVP year, sort of shitty year, MVP year.
I would think so.
How hot of a take is this? This is the best weapons he's ever had in his career. Is that a little bit of a hot take? Garrett Wilson is pretty close to the best receiver he's ever had. Jordy Nelson.
No.
Come on, dude. I mean, Garrett Wilson's good. He's a rookie.
I love Garrett Wilson. I think he could be maybe one of the best, maybe top 3, top 5. Dude, Devontae Adams is.
Oh, yeah, Devontae Adams. I forgot about Devontae Adams. I was thinking, yeah, Devontae Adams. I forgot. Hey, I forgot about Devontae Adams. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm sorry. Okay.
If Garrett Wilson hits his ceiling, he's like Devontae Adams. So I think let's relax.
Okay, sure. So Rodgers, do you want him in B or no? What do you think?
Yeah, I think for now, yes. I think Trevor Lawrence is basically a version of Justin Herbert. Like I think they both have won like one playoff game, both very talented, both highly drafted. I think I would be fine with him there and possibly Lamar. Possibly. Not a huge Lamar guy, but
Lamar's a fucking weapon. We have, let's see, we have how many real tiers? We have 6 tiers here, so we could balance these tiers out a little bit. I would vote do Lamar and Lawrence, and who else were we talking about? Were we talking about someone else?
I said those two. I mean, you could throw in. I mean, we're gonna have to add a few tiers here. I don't know how.
Yeah,
why
that's
we
what
want
I thought.
I didn't. This, but
let's throw Lamar and Lawrence in. No, I think we can put them in B. I think I'm fine with that. We can adjust if we need to. Okay. Now that we've done this, I think we can just kind of go down the line. Thoughts?
We'll set the bottom baseline. We do have a tier, another named tier. I'm not sure why you
Colt McCoy. This. I think we throw Colt McCoy in the Colt McCoy tier.
Yeah.
He didn't ask to be a starting quarterback. He's not a starting.
I don't know if he's going to be. They traded for Josh Dobbs too. I don't know if he's going to back up. I don't really know what's going on there. But yeah,
I'm pretty positive week 1 he's going to be the guy that starts.
I think he's going to be out there. Yeah. Yeah.
People are speculating Kyler will play this year. I don't know why. Even if he's healthy, that he would. They're going to be probably the worst team in the NFL. It seems silly to trot him out there for a 2 or 3 win team.
Yeah. I think it's more likely he gets traded at some point than he plays.
Yeah, these rookies are kind of tough to place.
Anyone come to mind for the jail tier?
Deshaun Watson. He off top. I figured I'll just keep him there.
Yeah, he was consistently in jail tier last year. We'll keep him there.
Classic news. Like, people don't care about Deshaun Watson. I mean, he's a fucking sex criminal, and it's
it's done. Yeah,
it's all good. Let's take some snaps. Let's win some ball games. What do you say?
Yeah.
Crazy.
The real sports washing. Forget about the Saudis, the criminals.
Cleveland Browns.
Over here. Right under our nose. I think in this, I think the C tier here could be pretty wide. I think Dak could be
Dak,
in here.
Kirk,
Like
Kirk Cousins,
Fields, Cousins, Geno. I think's pretty good. Like average to above average. What else we
Goff.
got here? Goff,
Do you
Tua,
think
perhaps
I would
Stafford.
kind of lean? Yeah, I almost feel like we need more tiers because I kind of think Dak and Cousins are a little bit
Would you
above
put?
those guys. Like I
I
would
think
put.
Daniel Jones belongs with those guys.
You think Daniel Jones is better than like Goff and Fields and
Yeah.
Geno?
Yes.
Okay.
Not better than Fields, but I think he's better than
Yeah,
a lot of
Fields
people
is a
give him
weird
credit
one.
for.
It's such a fucked up situation he's in that it's very hard to evaluate what's
Yeah,
his fault.
I'm
And
fine
what
with him
isn't. Now,
below. I'm fine with him below this tier.
like he could not progress at all, or he could be like an MVP caliber this year. There's a very wide range of outcomes for Justin Fields this season, I feel like.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I am with you, and I'm going to predict that Justin Fields is good this year, so I'll throw him in C.
Okay.
And then I think like Goff, Geno.
Where do you? I think Tua is one of the last that might have an argument at like C.
I
Maybe.
think Tua is definitely one of these two. I don't know how to evaluate like the injury risk. That doesn't really have anything to do with how good he is, though.
How do you feel about Derek Carr? He feels kind of this D tier area.
Yeah, he was kind of shitty last year. I think I've soured on him a little, maybe.
Speaking of the milk's gone sour, Matthew Stafford. Yikes. That's my quarterback.
What are your thoughts there? I
That's
don't really know. I think
he belongs like at the. I think he belongs like at the end of the C tier ish. Like
won a Super Bowl, still good. He was hurt last year, so people just kind of forget about him.
The Rams were a unmitigated disaster last year, just complete fire fest.
Nice.
Yeah, I didn't see that tie-in. I think he, out of respect for my quarterback, I think we'll put him at the end of the C tier. I think that's fair.
Daniel Jones in C tier, huh? Yeah, he's pretty good last year, I guess.
Won a playoff game.
He did, but man, everything up until last year was pretty poor.
Hey,
poor.
Coaching changes a lot.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
Brings the best out of you.
Kind of feel like this is my we text about the NFL pretty often. Like this glut in the like the middle, like this Dak to Tua, like there's just 10 guys that are kind of unable to separate. It's just very.
I think Russ after last season is firmly in the D tier. I think that's probably fair.
I mean, I would put him even. I mean, he was terrible last year. He was horrible. I would put him even below. But I guess you got to look at the other guys in this list. Do we need another tier?
I don't think so. I think we can do it.
Okay. I'm putting him in E for now. If we want to adjust, we can.
I think Derek Carr should be the end of the D tier. I think he's better. Oh, we forgot about Kyler. How do we want to handle that?
Ooh, yeah, maybe I shouldn't have even put him on here. Here's the thing. I think people talk about his injuries. He's also just been kind of not that great at times. Also, I think people are underrating that he's played kind of poorly in big spots, and pretty much the second half of the year, every season he's played, he's just sort of unraveled.
Dude, Call of Duty came out.
Yeah. Funny
I think D tier, maybe top of the D tier. I don't know.
Sure. I'm fine with him there. He's a talented guy.
We're
gonna have a lot of guys in F. No, I mean, he's got to be an F. I mean, he hasn't been a successful NFL quarterback.
He was
since he was in Cleveland.
Left for dead under multiple teams. He had to play the corpse of the Rams last year.
You know, he's pretty close to. I mean, unless he just buys into being a backup, like he's just not going to be a quarterback in the NFL anymore. You know what I mean?
Let's see.
Like these rookies are tough because, like, I don't know. Tannehill's probably he's bad too, though.
Probably E. Like he's better than Baker.
Yeah, he is. He's pretty shitty.
These rookies are tough. Brock Purdy, I think, fucking stinks.
He's so fucking too, dude.
God.
Oh, Man, the Trey Lance deal. There's a fun discourse going on there. There's people who cannot decide what they think about anything. Shanahan sucks, but Shanahan goes to the NFC Championship game every year, but he made the worst draft pick in history. But he's also the only reason Brock Purdy's any good. It's a lot of mental gymnastics from the pundits on that one.
Yeah, I think Desmond Ritter's almost certainly an F tier. I mean, he's probably just
he's bad.
He's bad.
He's not a starting NFL quarterback. I'll go out on a limb there.
I think Mac Jones is probably one of the better quarterbacks left here. Probably deserves to be an E. Like he's fine. He's like shitty. He's like a Tannehill-ish player. I don't know.
A lot of Pats fans are like, dude, it was just Patricia. He's like, I don't know. He might suck. He might fucking suck. We'll throw him an E. He's better than Baker and Ritter. We'll see him with a real coach. We'll see what happens.
How do we feel about Jimmy G?
He's not good. He's an E or F probably. I mean, him and Mac Jones to me are like mirror image of one another.
We can put him in E. We can put him in E. So basically, we're down to rookies and second-year players, and Jordan Love, just basically a first-year, second-year player.
Pretty much a rookie, honestly. I think we need another tier. I don't know. Maybe.
All right. I feel like we need a rookies tier.
That's just rookie.
I feel like we need a we just don't know tier. Brock Purdy sucks.
Yeah.
Add a tier.
Question mark.
And call it we just don't know.
God damn, my fucking keyboard's dying.
Because here's the problem. There's a couple of these guys that I actually like. Like I think Kenny Pickett's got a little juice. I think Jordan Love has looked really good this preseason. I think Sam Howell's looked great this preseason. So I want to put him in like the bottom list, but like they haven't really done anything. Like Kenny Pickett threw like 6 touchdowns last year. Like but they won games. So would you figure it out? Our producer is in shambles right now.
Okay. So Brock Purdy, fucking F.
Guys stinks.
Incapable. Yeah, I mean, like, guys, he wasn't the last pick in the draft because he's good. He wasn't.
No.
He's a fucking like game manager's game manager. Like he's such a game manager that he makes fucking, Derek Carr blush. Like
I think there's a scenario where it goes really bad.
Dude, he's 5'5", weak arm. Like, I mean, they got such a stacked team that he could just probably throw slants and hand it to Christian McCaffrey 20 times a game and they'll be fine. Like, you just throw it to Kittle in the flat, throw it to Debo in the flat, and hand it off to McCaffrey, and you're good. Like,
I wish so bad that he would have not gotten hurt against the Eagles because I think they would have just jammed it down his fucking throat, just pummeled him. Yeah, big time bail.
So where do we want to put Pickett? Pickett we have to actually rank because we've seen him play. He was pretty bad last year.
I think 2 gloves. You never want to see that. I think he's going to be higher than this after that. But I think F is the only way, like top of F. I don't know.
I mean,
but I like him
better than Mac Jones last year. Mac Jones was terrible last year.
Kenny Pickett threw like 6 touchdowns and like 8 interceptions, though. Yeah. But those 6 touchdowns were in big spots.
Yeah. To me, he's better than these guys that are in F, though.
All
to me, there almost needs. Do we need another tier?
No, not no more tiers. Put him in E, into V.
And then the rest of these 5 guys, we're just going to put in I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. 3 rookies, Jordan Love and Sam Howell. Yeah.
5 first-year players. 5 first-time. Basically, never seen any of these guys play before.
Jordan Love's played like 20 snaps in his life. Yeah. Sam Howell, maybe fewer. I don't know.
Okay. I don't know tier. rank them for your confidence in them for the 2023 season. Not like build a franchise, like next season, rank how these 5 players will perform.
Jordan Love 1, Sam Howell 2, Bryce Young 3. Bryce Young and Stroud are, I don't know, both probably going to struggle on bad teams. I'll go Bryce Young.
I think the Panthers have a better roster. The Texans roster is pretty bad. I think the Panthers sort of sneaky have some weapons.
Stroud 4, and then Anthony Richardson 5.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm worried about Richardson. Obviously,
I think
he's got the intoxicating preseason highlights where he can just do stuff that like nobody else can do because he's such a freak show.
I think he's going to have a historically bad passing year.
You think so?
Yeah,
that's not probably that hot.
I mean, he couldn't throw in college.
No, he couldn't. Strong arm though, which helps, I guess.
Yeah,
I'll be interested to see what they do with that offense. It will be. They could do some really fun stuff. I think. Not a hot take, not a new opinion to say that he reminds people of Cam Newton, and I felt that way about Cam Newton as a rookie. I thought he would be pretty shitty, and he won Rookie of the Year and was pretty unbelievable. So I don't know. I think this has nothing to do with anything, and this is random, but listening to him in interviews gives me hope that he like cares and is a quick learner and is interested in figuring it out. I think sometimes you can hear rookies in interviews and they're like, you don't really get it. You seem like you're like pretty confident that you're just going to skate on your talent.
Need to plug in my computer. Yeah, I think he could struggle. I think he's Malik Willis, but bigger and way faster, it's a good start, but I think he's going to be a disaster throwing the ball.
All right. Fair enough. There it is, folks. Give us your takes in the comments. I think maybe I can share this. Maybe tweet us your own tier list. If you want to make one, I think this template will be available to people to edit and create their own. But yeah,
give me some hot takes before we head out. Give me some hot takes. Biggest riser, biggest potential to fall. What do we got?
Well, let me think here. I'm all in on the Jags this year. That's not that hot of a take. They're a pretty sexy sort of dark horse, not really a dark horse pick. I think they're going to have a great year. I think they're going to beat up on a very bad division. I like Trevor Lawrence as like a long shot MVP candidate. I think this could be his coming out party. Like, I think a lot of people are forgetting how good Calvin Ridley is. And basically at any time he's played, he's been elite. So having him along with Kirk, ETN, I think they're going to be a very good team. Give me one for you, Wes.
I think he could join Burrow and Josh Allen. Can we add it back too so I can see it? I think he could join them. I think Herbert can join them. I think Kellen Moore coming over to be the offensive coordinator is being slept on a little bit. That's pretty important. They're going to throw it a ton. I think he could rise up. I think both of those are elite level talents that could make that move. I think Fields could jump a level just if he can improve a bit as a passer. I think anyone else like CD is pretty like locked in. Like I can't like Dak and Kirk. They're just not gonna have the ceiling to just.
Russ could jump back up.
Yeah, Russ could jump if he gets in a groove with Sean Payton. I think that's probably true.
Tua could bump up a tier. Goff could bump up a tier. I think the Lions. I mean, that's another like pretty chalky dark horse pick is that the Lions are going to be really good this year. I think their offense, seems like their offense was good last year. It seems like it's only going to be better this year.
Yeah. I think Kenny Pickett very much profiles as like a Dak Kirk type of career, type of ability and like top 12-ish, 14-ish, like slightly above average quarterback. I think he could move up a couple levels into that, like win a playoff game, like Daniel Jones type of a year, maybe go like, 10-7 and win a playoff game and rise a level or two, like what they've shown. Ugh, the rest is gross. The I don't know tier. I mean,
Love could be good. I mean, like you said, you think he's going to have the best season. If I was going to rank them, I would probably. I think I think Bryce Young's going to be good. I think I would put him over Howell. I would put Howell 3, Stroud 4, and then Richardson
How
5.
much do you put into preseason at all?
I mean, for this tier guys who I've never seen really play in the NFL, I put some, and Jordan Love's like pretty good in the preseason.
Jordan Love's been very good preseason. Sam Howell, people forget Eric Bieniemy is the offensive coordinator there now. They have 2 really good receivers, a good pass catching running back. He's looked unbelievable. Like the Washington has looked great.
He was
went like
supposed to be the number
19
one
for
pick
25.
at one point.
Yeah. McLaurin's kind of hurt now, but I think they could have a sneaky, really good offense. Tough division though for for defensive matchups with the Eagles and Cowboys, but I think he could have a good year.
And the Giants,
I like
honestly.
him. Yeah, true. I kind of like him. If we had to put Deshaun Watson in a non-jail tier, where would he be?
He would be in C for me, with the potential to rise up to B, probably.
Boy, was he bad.
So shitty last year, but he hadn't played football in like
a year
plus.
Yeah.
But when he's right, when he was with Houston, he was right. He was
sweet.
Top 5 in the league.
I mean, you could put him like near the top of the B level if he in like those years. I mean, he was a top 5 like asset at quarterback. Yeah. He was unbelievable.
Him at his best was probably about as good as like Hurts was last year. He was played at a similar level to what Hurts played at last year.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think Hurts could drop a level. I think he'll probably stay right where he is. I would be surprised if he gets better than he was last year. That would surprise me quite a bit.
He was basically perfect.
Yeah, but there's a tier above. I don't see him ever getting into there. Rodgers, it could just be like over. Just could be done. He could be hanging out where Russ is next year, or probably more likely he's just not even on this list next year because he's retired.
I will say the guy, I think it was Georgia's coordinator, I think is now for the Ravens. I can't think of his name. I think it was at Georgia. I can't think of the guy's name, but everyone's real high on his offense. They drafted a receiver in the first round. I'm allegedly going to throw it a lot more with some like improved schemes and stuff on offense for the Ravens. Like, so I could see him moving up a couple spots. I don't know if I would. It would be tough to see him like have a better year than Hurts did last year. I mean, he's already won MVP. Like Hurts rushed for like 15 touchdowns and was pretty good through the air. I will be interested to see how they hold it together around him now that Hurts is going to make like $50 million a year soon.
Yeah.
Like, can you? I don't know if he can.
Yeah.
Like it's all well and good. It's all well and good when Jalen Hurts is your quarterback that was drafted in like the 2nd or 3rd round and you're not paying him anything. But to expect like top 5, top 3 at the position money production out of him when the team around him isn't completely stacked, I don't know. We'll see. As the pieces around him fade like they have for Mahomes, I don't know if he has the throwing ability. I was never coming out, never really high on him.
I've never been more wrong about a quarterback in my life.
Yeah, I mean, other than him and Josh Allen, there's really been no one else that's come close to the drastic jump in passing ability, like in the pros. They were both quite bad early on and made huge improvements. So completion percentage jump, like whatever, double-digit points in the NFL almost never happens. But
yeah, hey, Josh Allen, you play at Wyoming, so you're just sort of forced to make hero ball plays all the time. Like Jalen Hurts played at Alabama and Oklahoma for like real teams when they were up in games. Theoretically is
I never saw
passing in a much easier situations.
Yeah, we were both very wrong. I think everyone. I mean, obviously everyone was. Like no one's really saw this
in like the 4th
out of
round,
him.
So.
Yeah, I will say, and I've said this about Burrow, like not the biggest arm, but I think I'm starting to come around, trying to see a little bit more on like I don't like evaluate quarterbacks by any means, but just like guys I'm in on, guys I'm out on, just like any person, any fan, trying to see a little more into the personality, the demeanor.
Yeah, it's huge.
Leadership, if you will, like attitude, like just how they talk. Like listen to Jalen Hurts talk. Like that's a guy
fired up
that I want
run through a fucking wall.
That's a guy I want to fucking have play quarterback for me. Like super smart, gets it. Like very well spoken, just great leader. Just a guy I want making decisions for me. And same for Joe Burrow. Just like a guy that other guys are going to play for. Underrated. And I don't take it into account enough, probably. Fall in love with the arm, fall in love with the Justin Herberts which is good.
But Herbert's got both too. Herbert's, I mean, he's less,
he's not real
he's
vocal,
less like outwardly confident, but he's very well spoken, very smart, and seems to be beloved by his teammates, which is really the big thing. And he seems to be very cool, calm, collected.
Yeah, and I've said that I got that vibe about Justin Fields when he was like, I was like so sure that he was going to be good. So we'll see. Like, he just seems
Trevor
like a
Lawrence,
guy other guys will play for.
Trevor Lawrence, bad vibes, kind of, sort of, no charisma. El Riz.
He's a little
youth ministry for me. He's a little Kirk Cousinsy.
Yeah.
He's a little like not great Riz. Like, whenever he has to break it down for the team, he's like, all right, boys, big opportunity today. Let's go out there and let's give them what for. Let's let them have it, fellas. Ready, Trevor. Break. Like, Trevor.
I read you. Great. All right, yeah. El Riz on Trev. That's your MVP this year, huh?
Yeah, I know. Obviously it's not the end all be all. W Cannon, which helps mixing up for the El Riz
rocket launcher arm.
Yeah, which is nice. W6'5", throws the ball 70 yards on a rope, runs fast.
Yeah,
good tools.
God, I'll tell you what, fucking quarterback talk getting me fired up.
Football's fucking back, baby. Football is back. You guys getting a little bored. Need something to take up 4 days of my week every fucking week.
Tough summer as a Cardinals fan.
Yeah, I haven't watched a baseball game in a month.
Yeah, I watched Mason win when he came up. I watched him play a bit, and he
fucking highlights. That did it.
Yeah, he seems fine.
Riz.
Yeah, huge Riz on that guy. Very cool. Also, another guy. Seems like he gets it. Seems well put together. I like that.
Will he be able to hit? Okay. Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, who knows? Barry Bonds was an asshole. Dude could rake, though. Who cares?
Baseball. Riz doesn't matter. It's an individual sport. People tell you it's a team sport. Individual sport.
I think this is the definitive list.
Yeah, I feel pretty solid about this. People will be upset that Brock Purdy is this low.
Fuck those people.
They just will.
Hand in the dirt. Watch the film. Guy fucking reeks.
People have low opinions on Daniel Jones. They'll probably say he's too high.
I think people
would
think
probably
that Hurts
say
deserves to be up after his season last year. He deserves to be
Cousins.
No, Jalen Hurts.
Oh, Hurts. Sure. Yeah. I mean, fucking.
He was as good as anyone for 1 year.
He was for 1 year. Those guys above him have done it for every year of their career. Well, Josh Allen wasn't good his rookie year, but put up stats. So that's something, I guess. People would probably argue you could put like C and D. You could almost just flip it, and it would be
sure.
I think Kirk and Dak. Dirk. Those two are pretty solidified. I think the rest of those guys you could kind of flip them around. Kind of like Derek Carr belongs in D, but those other, what is that, 7? You could kind of mix them around. People might say Stafford's too high because he was pretty bad last year. Geno was really good. Goff was really good. Tua, when he was healthy, was really good. E, I can't imagine anyone has a very strong opinion on any of the E or F players.
No.
Brock Purdy, I guess. But
sound off in the comments where your biggest gripe is.
You think Colt McCoy should have been in F maybe rather than Colt McCoy? I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever you think.
Who's the most likely to end up in the jail tier? That's not currently in the jail tier.
Let's take a look here. I think IDK, those guys seem fine. Baker's a little bit of a loose cannon. You never know. Colin Cowherd would probably say he should be in jail right now just for wearing his hat backwards. Russ, he could go off the handle and, do something very bad. He seems to be capable of that.
He loves JC, though. He wouldn't end up in jail.
Yeah, he could.
Tyler, Kyler he's got a lot of free time.
Yeah, he does. He does. Derek
Ooh,
Carr, he's got scary eyes.
he's got crazy eyes for sure. Did you hear Tua chatting shit with Ryan Clark? Did you see that clip? He was
Uh-uh.
like, "Get your name out of my mouth. That we're like my Samoan heritage. We'll throw hands. We don't need this. We don't need you talking bad about me on your fucking bullshit internet show. I'll whip your ass." So maybe he'll end up in jail. That'd be
Gonna
cool.
sick Roman Reigns and the Uso brothers, the name of
Yeah,
his Polynesian brethren.
yeah,
Nice.
yeah. So maybe he'll end up there. Matthew Stafford, didn't he watch some girl fall off the stage, or like didn't help her
Oh yeah.
at the
That
parade
was
when he was blitzed?
yeah, I'm not sure that was his fault, but yeah,
Jail.
I think we need some I mean Aaron Rodgers, he probably do like a political protest or something,
Maybe
like
like a
chain
maybe like
himself
a
to a tree,
or like a drug ring bust of some like he's
underground
trans
ayahuasca ring.
transporting. Yeah,
He's too rich for that. He's got a
yeah,
guy.
you're right. He's got someone that'll take that
Not a
fall.
lot of
You're right.
edge to any of these guys. Pretty soft around the edges, which is upsetting. I need some not
Yeah,
a lot of characters in sports. Like I feel like when we were growing up, there were some real fucking lunatics. Like the T.O., Chad Johnson, like you need like Ray Lewis, you need some fucking psychos. You don't really
yeah. Not
have
enough
a
steroids
lot of that. A
anymore.
lot of just nice, well-adjusted people, which selfishly for me really
Yeah,
hurts the
unfortunate.
product.
Who's the biggest sideshow in the league right now? I don't know.
The NFL, I feel like there's an obvious answer I'm not thinking of.
Like Antonio Brown's gone. That was a fucking circus.
Yeah, he is. He is. I mean, it's probably Rodgers, honestly. I mean, he gets
Yeah,
the most
probably.
coverage of any of these guys. Like, like Sean Payton and Russ have gotten a lot of play this offseason just
Mhm.
for
Good one.
kind of nothing. But I mean, that's, like I said, pretty tame, pretty nothing comments. Like, yeah, I guess Hackett can get offended, but like him coming out and saying, "Yeah, the team was bad last year," and you look at the record and you watch the games, like, yeah, they were bad last year. So
Yeah. The Kyler saga has been interesting. That's been kind of a sideshow of him
yeah,
like having to sign to where he can only like play video games. He has to watch a certain amount of film. That was funny. Other than that, yeah, just a lot of normal guys.
yeah, pretty upsetting. I mean,
Normal
Deshaun
guys.
Watson also. That was
True.
there's not, but a lot of the stuff is not fun. Really, it's
It's all
Deshaun Watson. That's not interesting. That's
wasn't
a
a
little
good
much.
follow. No, that was bad.
Henry Ruggs, not fun, not
No.
chill, not very fun. We don't have a lot of A1 shit talkers in the media. I feel like people have been so dissuaded from ever saying anything in the media, and everything that
Yeah.
is said in the media, feels like such a play. It feels like your PR team wrote all the shit talk you would ever say.
Yeah. Yeah. Too many publicists in the NFL now. Let's cut that shit.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of good shit. Like Sauce Gardner seems like a good shit talker. He seems, best in the NFL.
Jalen Ramsey, like any corner, like Jalen Ramsey talks a lot of shit. Marshawn Lattimore talks a lot of shit.
All the really good wide receivers, they're very confident. They
Like
don't.
Tyreek
Stephon
maybe
Diggs, he talks a lot of shit. Tyreek Hill doesn't really. He's just kind of. He's very matter of fact that he's better, but he doesn't really
Yeah.
say it. I guess he does the peace sign thing. God, everything is such a brand thing. You know what I mean? Like Tyreek Hill doing the peace sign. It's like basically like flashing your logo up whenever you score a touchdown, which is like the first time you did it was cool, and now the 50th time you do it, it's like
Still fast.
Not really a fan.
Yeah. Anything else?
I don't think so.
Go sports.
Fucking love ball.
Love ball. All right.
Excited for ball.
Same. We'll be back next week. I think Bobbie's going to join us. We'll take these same gents you just saw and compare their football ability to their level of attractiveness, which is what everyone needs from these two guys.
She might be out next week also. I'm not totally sure. But
okay.
Eventually, either next week or the week following, we will do that for you.
The cast for Bachelor in Paradise has been announced, at least the starting cast. They rotate people in and out as the season goes on. I will be watching. Bobbie and I will both be watching. We're going to be talking about it. I think it comes out at the end of September, so quite a wait. That's a little tease for you. Go do your research, get your homework in now to be watching Bachelor in Paradise with us. That should be good. A lot of ladies that I'm looking forward to finding out what happens.
Some
Hopefully.
attractive broads, I bet, huh?
We got Rachel. We got a former Bachelorette, Rachel. Big fan of her. We got Jess from the last season, who was my favorite contestant. I thought she was going to win. We've got Eliza, who had that weird love triangle with Rodney. Remember her? We also have Greer, the girl who looks like she's kind of looks 17, but I think she's like 25. Yeah, that's all that comes to mind now. But yeah, some good faces. Should be some good drama and some good talking points. I like to
folks get ready.
Yeah, I like to cut my large dose of football with a little batch.
You're a man who contains volumes. You're ooh, you got a big soda there?
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Got a big Q.
Oh, there it is. There's the quota.
Got a big gulp.
Talking soda,
yeah.
talking food.
I'm disgusted.
Get it in.
Yeah.
All right. That's it, folks.
Appreciate you listening.
Like, comment, subscribe. We appreciate anyone that ever listens.